All right, what's going on out there this fine Tuesday evening in MECA land? How we doing out there tonight? Hope everybody's got a good start to their week. Like the title says, I'm going to have Mr. Jonathan Patrick on here with me this evening. Should be a nice change of pace from the last couple weeks. We'll probably actually get some good interaction here. So make sure you like it up, share it up. We're going to be talking about the Ohio Car Audio Show, Brand X and Resilient Sounds is putting on, alternators, all kinds of stuff. Man, I got a couple questions here, and I'm sure you guys will too. So we'll get to that here shortly. But first, my broken record spiel about the website. Um, hold on, sorry. My broken record spiel about the website, it is still broken as far as your points and standings and things like that are concerned. The rule books are up. Um, and the membership program is still working. Hold on, I'm sorry. I just got texted to send a link. So hold on. I apologize. Let me see if I can do it from here. All right, bear with me for just a second. Do, do, do. All right. And then uh, that'll be enough about the internet for now because I know I'll probably get asked again tomorrow because I've been asked every day about it for it seems like 6 months. So I just usually like to cover that at the beginning here. And then lastly, before I get these guys in here, I think I might get Robbie from Resilient in here too. So I just got texted to send him a link. So he might join us also here in a few. So that'll be awesome. Um, but upcoming events, March 22nd in Orlando, Florida, the Run Your System, Not Your Mouth show. Tony and the crew will be out there heading that up. March 22nd there in Orlando. And then also Indiana's going to get kicked off on the 22nd of March. The Low Life Kickoff Show there in Shelburne. So those are the two events I think we have coming up in the next couple weeks here. The season's going to really start heating up. So make sure you get ready to get your memberships renewed and all that good stuff. Um, as of right now, all the events are getting posted to the main MECA page. And like I said, we're going to get Jonathan on here, and I think I might have Robbie here in a few minutes. So I think we'll start get him on here and just get it going. I see some chats already coming in. What's going on, Mr. Sullins, Mr. Morris, Mr. Mike Smith, Mr. Stephen Cassidy? How you guys doing? All right. So let's see here. I'm gonna get Mr. Jonathan switched on.
Hey!
What's going on?
Did you see my message?
Uh, I'm sure I didn't, but I'm sure I got it.
Just look at it real quick.
Yeah, I got you. That's fine. Do I need to send another link out, or can
send
you
him
send
a link to send? Oh, I can send him the link that I have.
Yeah, I can get up to 10 people on the same link. So
okay. Let me figure out how to use my phone here real quick. There we go. Sorry, I tried to message you beforehand, so it was like a seamless thing. But
Oh, it's all good. I'm used to.
Drew said he has his MECA score sheets ready.
What's
Whitney,
going
give Joe
on,
a hug
Aaron?
for me.
Miss Alt? All
That's
right.
Mrs. Alt.
Yeah, I said it wrong. I like to make her mad though.
I don't like
It
to make her
makes
mad. She's scary.
it's more fun. So, like I said, we might have a couple other folks pop in here in a few, so that'll be pretty cool. But I guess I told everybody we'd talk about this car show, so I guess we'll start there. The Ohio Car Audio Show.
The Ohio Car Audio Show. Kind of like a play on the Ohio State. Yeah. But no, we're having it in end of May. We're not trying to have the show be too big, and we're not trying to have any like crazy drama or anything like that. So if you're coming with like a good vibe, that's a good place to go. If you're a jackass, sorry, don't swear on your podcast. I forgot. if you're not a nice person, don't come.
What's going on, Mr. Hunt?
What's up, Mr. Hunt?
So I guess my grandma says hi, hello. You said you were having that win now. I'm sorry, I'm over here brain farting.
End of May, last weekend in May. There's camping on site. If you go to the event page, it's the Ohio Car Audio Show, presented by Brazilian Sounds and Brand X, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. And then, but yeah, we're having that end of May. It's Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is demo 12 to 6, and we're gonna have people in. The gates are gonna open at 10, so you can get in, get yourself acclimated, find yourself a good spot. Vendors will have access on Friday if they want to come in Friday and set themselves up. Same with the premium demo spots. All the premium demo spots, none of those were stuff you had to pay extra for. It's stuff that we invited people to come out that were already registering. Stephen Duncan's coming with his build. Matthew Brown is coming. A lot of the Ruthless guys, some of the guys in Michigan. I don't know if you've seen Ninja's build before, but that thing is supposed to be absolutely absurd. Can't wait to hear it. I've been told by a bunch of people that needed a premium spot, and I've never heard it. So that got a premium spot. Him and his wife are coming, and yeah, then we're having team. We had team spots. So if you had an audio team that you wanted to have, maybe to have like your own space and not really have to worry about like kind of finding a space in the regular demo area, we had an extra option available for guys that wanted to do that. I think those are sold out. Vendor spots are sold out. We added extra tickets. Those are almost sold out. So if you want to come, you should definitely get on that yesterday, not tomorrow.
Yesterday, not tomorrow. So you heard it here first. If you don't have yourself a ticket, make sure you get out there.
You aren't going to be able to come in. There is not going to be registration at the gate. Everybody that orders gets a QR code. You're going to either print that off or have that on your phone. We're going to have a scanner, scan it, you get in. You get a wristband and you get in. It's that simple. We're not trying to have you fill out a bunch of forms or whatever. If you want to compete, we're going to have areas for MECA and a couple of the other organizations that are coming. We're going to stick to the MECA for now, obviously. But yeah, that they're going to have their own space completely separate from the show. So you don't have to worry about, I got to say goodnight to my son real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
Good night, buddy. Give me a hug. You don't have to give this shush. You can be loud. These people don't matter as much as you do. All right, I love you. Get some sleep, buddy. Sorry about that. It's bedtime for the little guy.
No, you're good. I understand that. So you said that there was camping available.
It's primitive camping, but there's camping available on site. I'm going to be camping there overnight. We're going to have a little barbecue Saturday night. So if you are camping, you're more than welcome to grub out. I'm going to have plenty of beer for everybody, liquor for everybody if you partake in such things. I know a few people are going to be bringing other things that they might partake in as well. if you're looking for the more of the green variety versus the alcohol variety. Yeah, it's going to be an audio show that's like fun, and like everybody, I want everybody to hang out and have fun, not necessarily worry about like where they're going to park. All that kind of stuff is real simple the way that we have it set up. When you get your wristband, you'll get told where to park. There'll be flaggers to take you to where to go. Track has security to help us with getting people where they're going on Saturday. And then you'll have different color wristbands depending on, yes, puff, puff, pass. You got it. Yeah. We're going to keep that real simple, real nonchalant. Yes, you may spear hunt a mammoth if you see one. That is completely fine, Chris Gamble. But yeah, no, the goal is to keep it as simple as possible. I'm not trying to have a million people have to try to like fill out paperwork the first day and like miss half the show. That's been one thing with some audio shows where I just don't get it. I don't understand. We live in the age of the internet where like all of that stuff can all just be done ahead of time. QR codes exist. Scan it. Can't fake it. You get in.
Yeah.
The registration fee for a vehicle is $35. Robert Cash. Now, if you look at the event page, you can click on the link to the website that Robbie set up. He set it up. Robbie from Resilient set up the website where you can just click which option you want. If you're camping, it is extra. You don't get to like be at the show and camp for free. That's not how it works. You cannot camp if you do not register a vehicle. Also, you cannot get a spectator pass and then camp. If you order just camping and you don't order anything else, we're just going to refund you.
Okay. Sounds fair. You said, so people that are going to be camping, can they arrive on Friday as well, or just vendors?
No. Camping is Saturday, leave Sunday. And camping it's for one night. You're camping for one night. You're not camping for 2 nights. Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously I'll be there. Vendors can be there that night if they want to camp. That's fine. But if you're registering for the show, you're camping Saturday night, not Friday night. I had that on the event page as well, but hopefully people didn't overlook that because no, you can't camp. All the money for the camping is going to the track. I'm not getting a penny of that. If they want $50 a person, I'm giving them $50 a person. I think actually we're technically going to lose money letting people camp because we have credit card fees. So I'm giving him a check. So, but that's fine. What do vendors? Wait, can you tell us what vendors to expect to see? That sentence is what vendors expect to see. Vendors are going to be in the center of the track, like the infield of the track.
I think maybe she's trying. I'm pretty sure that's Shannon, and I think she's trying to ask which companies or which people.
Sky High is coming. That'll be scary for me. They got a big trailer. I know how big the trailer is. I towed it to Nevada, but yeah, they're coming with all of the stuff they bring. I'm gonna make him do sales that he does not want to do. I promise. I'm gonna get him real liquored up and get him to give whatever discounts he's never given before. We're gonna try to double that stuff. We're gonna make sure that everybody can get really good deals at the show. I'm not going to have any product to sell, but Sky High will be there to sell product. Awesome. I will have my trailer, which is set up to test alternators and batteries. So if you have an alternator issue or a battery issue, I don't care what brand you have, I'll fix it for free at the show.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool.
That's something I do at every show I go to. Just
FYI
about that.
Right. I think, let's see, Hashlage, I think your question was, does one car include 2 people?
One car includes 1 guest, yes.
Okay, so
if you are going to have 4 people in your car, get 2 spectator passes. Yeah, Audio Sellers is going to be there with a vendor booth. Trying to remember all the other vendors, but yeah, the vendors should be on I think we're gonna make a post this weekend about all the vendors because the vendors are sold out. B's Car Stereo is a local shop to us that's right down the road from this track. He actually is one of the ones who suggested the track because he's had shows there before. Right. But yeah, there's gonna be plenty of options for equipment for sale, and then obviously I'll be there for customer support if anybody needs anything for their vehicle. If they have questions about electrical, that's what I'm going to be there for.
Hell yeah. It looks
I'm
like
paying people to run the show so I can help people. That's my goal.
There you go. I think Haslage said we should probably save this question for last, Haslage.
Where does the blue wire go? It goes up your ass. No, it goes again. Sorry for swearing. I swear. But no, the blue wire, the sense wire, doesn't matter what color it is. The sense wire goes to battery positive.
That's where it goes.
Yep. Which may or may not be up your ass, Haslage.
You need a bigger alternator for your Passat. Well,
I doubt Passat alternators will be there, but we can talk about it. That's fine. I will not be selling any alternators, though. I can help you, guide you what to order from Sky High or audio sellers, but I'm not going to be there to sell alternators. I will not sell you an alternator if Sky High is there. That's just not my thing.
Makes sense.
I'm not trying to undercut or mess with my biggest reseller. That sounds like a bad idea.
Any of you guys in the chat have any other questions about the event, about the show,
or alternators, or batteries, or how to wire things, things makes sense.
Alternators, battery questions, event questions, wiring questions.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that, Tony Pascal.
Yeah.
Am I saying that correctly? Tony, answer yes or no.
Pascal. I call him Pasquale, but I'm not sure.
Is that what it is? Or are you just
he's never corrected me. So I might be right, I might be wrong. But let's see here. I guess while we're waiting, since we're not getting very many questions exactly right this second, so I guess how did you kind of get into the car audio scene?
Wait, what? I'm sorry. Chris Gamble. My problem is there's no info on the amperage capacity of the factory one. What year and engine is your Passat? And I can answer that question for you off the top of my head. You have to reply.
Yeah.
People that purchase team spots, if you have a team spot, when you get there, just try to be there with your team. If you guys can meet up before you get to the gate, we're going to handle all that ahead of time. You should have already emailed your team logo, though, if you have a team logo. That's a good idea.
All right, let's see here. Somebody
14 2-liter diesel is a 140 amp alternator. Yes, team spots are sold out. That was the first thing that sold out.
I was going to say, I thought I heard you say that earlier.
Yeah, that was the absolute first thing that sold out.
Is a 360 sound build considered a stunt wall and limited to playing?
If you are playing music that overshadows everything else at the show, like if you're in where the stunt walls are going to be, which is going to be at the curvature end of the track, if you are overshadowing what's happening in the demo area, yes, that is considered a stunt wall. If I go to the demo area and I hear you over everything else that's happening, like bass wise, I'm going to tell you to get your shit and go to the stunt wall area. I'm not going to be nice about it either, because if you have a stunt wall, you know you have a stunt wall. That's not a good question. I would say some of the stunt walls. I have a stunt wall in my own Suburban, but it does affect people that come to a show and they want to show off their build. I get that you want to show off your build as well. We're just going to have a designated area for it, and it will be limited to playing. If you're going to play at a reasonable level and show off the vehicle, that's not the same thing as what I'm talking about. The plan isn't to shove you over there for the entire show. The plan is that we're going to have a certain amount of time where you are going to go to that area and you can turn it up as loud as you can, as loud as you want to, and we're going to have an award for you. If you're the loudest vehicle there, loudest vehicle stunt wall wise there, I'm going to have an award for you, and I'll hand it to you myself. I do not hate stunt walls. I have a stunt wall in my own build. It's not the point. That's not the point. The point is I want you guys to be able to enjoy the show as much as everybody else. I just want you to have an area and a time where you could actually turn it up as loud as you want and not get yelled at. That's basically my plan. It's going to be a 1 hour window where it might even technically be a less because you guys got to drive over there and it's got to be somewhat organized. If you know you have a stunt wall, you're going to want to, when you register, you're going to want to email us and say, I have a stunt wall. I want to be able to be in that stunt wall area for that 1 hour period. And we'll have a conversation back and forth via email. That's something that you need to do. You're just going to reply to where you registered, that same thing. It'll go to Robbie. He'll figure it out, or I'll figure it out. We'll get you figured out. We're not saying you can't have a stunt wall. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is if we're going to have a designated time where you can turn up as loud as you want. You cannot turn it up as loud as you want for as long as you want. It just doesn't work. The venue's not big enough for that. If this show grows to the point where we'll have a big enough venue where you guys can have your own area and be crazy, that's fine. But the goal for this show is that everybody gets to enjoy it. We have a limited amount of time to play music. I want everybody to have fun. Not everyone's going to have fun if you're turning your shit up as loud as you can for 6 hours. It's just, it's not fun. That's not fun. I get that it's a good time for you. It's not a good time for everybody. And this is a bass show, not a stunt wall show. It's an audio show overall, not just I'm going to rail my 97 horns as loud as I can for 2 hours and call it music. That's not what that is. But if you have a build that's like a sound quality build or whatever, don't worry about it. That's not the point. Bogus Law asked something.
So he says, with so many large builds coming, what are the chances there will be a death match? Those are fun to watch. Well, what other organizations are going to be in attendance, Jonathan?
Yeah, that's a Robbie question. Hopefully he gets in here soon. Okay. I know you and Base Wars. That's okay. It. If someone else is coming, Robbie knows, not me. As far as my job with this was to hire sheriffs, so hire the deputies, so we don't get messed around with the police too much. My job was to get the permit. I got that. My job was to pay for the track. I did that. My job is to pay the security. I'm doing that. His job is to do the legwork as far as all that's concerned, get everyone organized. He made the website, stuff like that. It's a team effort, but my end of it was more the financial and making sure that nobody gets arrested. That was my end is taken care of, and it'll be taken care of at the show. His end is making sure that orgs can get along and everyone has enough space for the orgs to operate and have it be a smooth thing.
Right. Well, if there's enough people interested in it, I got a meter, so we could probably arrange some sort of death match deal or something if there's people.
And that's like, what's your definition of a death match? Like, play until something breaks? That doesn't sound fun. Like, I mean,
so generally, I think what they do most of the time is like 5 minutes, and then they meter it, and whoever's got the loudest average at the end. But obviously, people usually do end up breaking stuff when they're trying.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have a quote unquote. I don't want to call it deadliest demo because that's like already someone else's thing. But we're gonna have a best demo award. That'll probably be the biggest award that we have. I plan on getting that one made separately from the rest of our regular awards. Most of the awards aren't going to be anything crazy. Imagine a plaque, nothing nuts. The best demo award is going to be pretty big. I'm planning on spending like $1,000 on it. So it's going to be like something kind of ridiculous. Like imagine a giant machined billet hunk of thing. That's what that's going to be.
Hell yeah. So all that stuff sounds real exciting. Let's see, what else do we got here? I know
if you camp, your vehicle can stay overnight, Matthew. Or I mean, I know who you are. You can stay overnight anyway. That's fine. It's not, I'll just don't expect your equipment to be there in the morning. It might be in my Suburban. That's all there is, Matt.
Somebody asked, any idea how many tickets are left?
50 something, I think. Robbie gives me updates like once a week. I don't want him to like. I've been trying to run a business while also doing this, but this is the ticket thing was kind of Robbie's deal. He convinced me to up how many tickets we were going to do because we did sell out. We added another 100 tickets, I think, and I think that there's like 50 or 60, maybe 70 left. I haven't really been posting about the show a ton because it's already It sold out pretty quick. My goal is to have at most 2,000 people here. That's my goal. It seems like there might be more than that, which is fine, but I don't want it to be too much. It's not that the track isn't big enough to support it. It's that it's hard to rein in that many people and have people kind of like follow a flow that we're trying to keep with the show. Right. We're like, we want the show to kind of flow and be not congested while people walk through. They can walk to the vendor area, be comfortable, have a conversation with vendors away from the demo area. If you want to go back to get concessions, there's concessions, again, away from the demo area. None of it's too far of a walk. It's not like you got to walk that giant loop at Slam. I get that show's huge, so you got no option there. But yeah, our goal is to keep everything somewhat centralized. If we got rid of the camping, we could probably fit 5,000-6,000 people there. But I like the idea of the camping on site. Like, yeah.
Sorry. I swear, everybody, I thought Jonathan Patrick was a skinny white dude from Colorado. I've never seen you, but I run your alternators.
I appreciate you thinking that I was skinny. That's a new one for me. I love it. I think skinny every day.
All right. So Meemaw always wants to know how old everybody is. My grandma.
How old am I?
It's my grandma. She's watching it with my wife.
Okay.
I'm sure.
I'm 35.
Yeah. Let's see. So I was since we've kind of talked about the event and stuff, I was going to kind of maybe, ask you how you got involved with this crazy hobby and, about some of your builds and things like that. Maybe get them, asking some questions.
Well, you know Mike Singer, right?
Yes.
Okay, I met Mike when I was 15 years old. He had an Eclipse with, I think, some Tantrics, and I had a little, I don't even remember what car I had. I think it was like a Ford Focus or something. And I had 212s and thought I was like the loudest kid on the planet. We went to there's a audio store around here called Horizon Audio, and not too far away from us. Met him at that show, and I mean, honestly, we've been relatively close ever since.
All right, let's see here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. So I know you.
As far as builds I've had a lot though. Like, I mean, I had the truck with 4 Sundown ZB518s and a blow through, and then we changed that to 6 stereo integrity 24s with the team motors, the Sundown team motors. That was windy, but didn't hold up very well. And then that was on 3 Crossfire 16Ks is what that was on. And then I had the mail van.
Right.
That was an extreme vehicle. We got it into the 70s, and I realized that's just not for me. Like, I like the more of the demo side of it than, like, let me just ram a burp real quick and then hopefully I didn't break anything, which I did every time. So it just wasn't, yeah, like building loud isn't for me. I'll leave that shit to Joe. That's not for me. And then then we had, well, before that I had the white van. Corey Otis has that now. That was 1215s in a 6 order. That was like 64s in the mid 20s, low 30s. That pretty much, that was it though. That thing had no range really for a 6 order. Then we had the school bus. That Joe actually helped me wire everything up in the school bus. That thing was a nightmare. That did not go well at all. I've had a few flops that didn't make it to shows that I spent way too much money on. If you put a bunch of equipment in a school bus, it's yes, when I'm at the show, I do not care what brand it is. I don't care if I built it. I don't care if your grandma built it. I'll fix it for you for free at the show as long as I have the parts. You don't even have to pay for the parts. Again, it's something I do at every show I go to. I do that at Slam every year. I do that at TDH every year. As long as I got the parts, I'll do it for free at the show. If I don't have the parts, I'll take it back to the shop, just pay for shipping and whatever the parts cost me. Yes, the box in the van was a weird design. Yeah.
I guess Joe also asked us.
Describe that. And then, yeah, now I have the Suburban. That's got 1212s in it now and a C-pillar. We're changing that to 4 stereo integrity 24s and an infinite baffle. And that should be, cross my fingers, work pretty well. And if it doesn't, then blame it completely on Joby Condrone. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but it's Joby Condrone's fault if it doesn't work, not mine.
All right.
100%.
We'll blame it on Joby.
100% blame it on Joby. Don't blame anybody else. Him and Kevin Mayo too. Kevin's probably not even going to do anything, but he'll be there to drink beer while we're doing it, so it'll be his fault too.
We can always blame him.
Yep.
Yeah, the bourbon is nice. I like that one. So it looks like now I think I got Mr. Drew Jones in the background here. He's been sitting there for a couple minutes. So I think I'll bring him in here and see if we can get a little bit more talking going here.
Drew's a talker.
Probably better than
Can
me.
be.
What's going on, Drew? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. What's going on?
God, that beard is glorious, buddy.
Thank you.
I'm wearing your hat. You're not wearing my hat?
No, I did one better. I got you. I got bad.
There
right
you
here.
go. There you go. All right. I like that. There you go. Perfect.
Oh, he did
Right.
one better. I see it now. The alternator.
That and
How do
then
you do that? How do you do that wizardry where you put things places?
I brought
that's
it inside.
actually. Oh my
No,
God!
it's
It looked
actually
like you
an
grabbed it out of the screen. Your camera is such high quality. It's incredible.
No, that's just the second one that had a bolt issue. So I was like, all right, let's just get the third one on, the bottom one. I was like, we'll just address this later. So
A bolt issue.
I
What do you mean?
lost I must have lost one of the bracket bolts to hold the alternator to the bracket. I got another one. I just haven't put it on yet.
You got a Home Depot? You live
It
in
was
Louisiana.
like Saturday midnight. So I'm like, and we were getting mad at it. I was like, all right, let's stop. We'll address it later. But no, now it's right here.
Now it's right there, huh? So is that a second one or a third one?
A 3. So it's 3 425 amp alternators. Yeah.
Yes.
All externally regulated, full billet, the works.
Big boy stuff.
Yeah,
Use those grounds. You got them. Use them.
Always. Like, so the way that I loop it, I actually do a loop, like a zero gauge from here to here to the other alt, and then to the frame and to the engine block and to the body. Like I ground everything to everything. But
that's a total waste of wire.
The only time I've ever had a problem was my fault. I was using those circuit breakers and they got weak over time. And I could only run one alternator at a time for Slam 3 years ago. And I melted the solder out of one. Like, just, it poured out the alternator at the show. And then you did fix it that night. Because we had
Slam.
We had to wait like 4 hours to even take it off the truck because it was so you couldn't touch it. It was
smoking.
Pretty hot.
But you got to get it to around 800 degrees at the back to melt that solder.
I remember you took it apart. You said, "What'd you do?" I'm like, it kept going, so I kept going.
I always use CCA in all my builds. I never had a problem, Kelly.
Dude, the funny thing is the nitro, which is all CCA, it never had years, 4, 5, 6 years, never had a problem. But every time I run, like if I do something weird with the OFC, like non-tinned OFC, I have a problem every time.
Like
the reality of it is if you're talking about corrosion, CCA and non-tinned OFC are almost exactly the same thing.
This MECA score is done with CCA. The mod 5 is a 160.0.
Look at you getting 60.
I've used a lot of CCA over the years too. I've always kind of looked at it like if you have enough of it, then
yep, and that's how it was.
I mean, the ampacity is one thing. Like if you're running 1-aught and it's over 18 feet, the reality of it is yes, OFC makes a lot more sense.
I do too anyway.
If it's 18 feet or under, your 1-aught audio wire where it's like loosely packed in the jacket and has good surface area mated to your lug. It's not an issue, man. I mean, it's just not.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 6 runs front to rear, so 3 on each alternator.
These days I use OFC just because it's
front to back, grounds and positives, no problems. And I did that in the mail van. I did that in my old Suburban. I did that in my old Yukon. Everything has always had CCA. I am way too poor, and I do way too many builds for myself I get a build done and it's done to me, and I move on to the next one.
See, I'm the other way. Like the Tahoe was built for 4 years before I finally was like, all right, I have to cut it apart to make myself work on it.
There's no point of cutting it apart. You sell a car. This could be a debate, like legitimately. You get rid of the car.
That Tahoe is too good to get rid of.
It doesn't make sense to take a box out. That takes longer than to just put a box in the car.
No.
Like unless the box slides out.
I considered.
Even then, I don't even want to do it. I just want to build a box and
I
slide
considered
it in.
keeping the.
I text Joe. I say, make me this
like, put it in,
bitch boy. And he does it.
I considered buying a new nitro for the build next year. But the one we have, like as first 60 I ever did, first 60 my brother ever did. So it's the first alternator I ever had from you on there. So it gets to stay.
Nope. Junk it, buy another nitro.
It gets repaired.
There's no sentimental value with cars, repaired. Man. It's a material thing.
But,
like it's not...
but luckily, that build got pushed till next year. So thank God. I have enough.
Modelo is a sponsored drink for me, buddy. Modelo is the only beer for me. That is, if I drink Bud Light, it's because someone gave it to me. If I drink anything else, it's because someone gave it to me. Modelo.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take free any time of the week.
Well, that's good to know.
What?
Well, I'll take free beer any time of the week.
Yeah, free beer is always good too.
So how many MECA events do you have in your area, John?
Too many. Joe goes to one like every weekend.
We haven't had MECA here since Stu quit doing it. Like
I think I was gonna say Stewart was the last one I remember.
Yep, it's been like this 60 that I did at the headrest was probably 6 years ago, and that was one of his last shows. Now I have other MECA score sheets, but they're SQ. They're not
right. Well, if you know anybody out that way that's interested, let me know.
Drew's got nothing going on. Get in his inbox.
Tons of free time.
I really wasn't. I really didn't figure it would be him, but
yeah, no.
if there's somebody out there,
it would be cool to see Stu get back into it because he was able to do both. He did SPO and he could judge SQ.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't.
Hey, Chris, I just want to let you know that I asked Drew to be on.
Cheers.
Chris is a goofy anyway. Me and him talk. So
if you're throwing shade, don't do it. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
He's goofy anyway. Chris is. I like Chris. Chris is cool.
He's all right sometimes.
Chris is a good guy.
No, I've known him for a long time. I like him. Let's see. Yeah, Shannon was just saying, like I said, if anybody out there, if you want events close to you, I'm willing to come and train somebody. I just gotta, try to find the right person. Hopefully sometimes it doesn't always work.
We used to every year me and the wife talk about doing a big like baseaholic show or something, and we go over it a little bit, but then we're like, oh nah.
Dude, it's so much more work than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh, dude, we'll see. So I was
more work. And I'm not even having a big show. Like this is not a big show. This is
to be
a
friends
couple
with
thousand people.
That's a lot of people, bro.
I could have had this show in a mall parking lot. You know what I mean? Like it's not that many people.
Yeah, but I was fortunate enough to be friends with with Greg Miller, the owner of Scraping, before he passed away. So we got to really because he was the USAC judge too. We got to really see how much of a headache putting on shows is.
You and Duncan should put on a show. That wouldn't be that hard to do.
Are you coming to Ohio for the show? Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
He's going to be cuddled up with me in that trailer.
That's a fact. Yep, I'll be there for that. I'm riding with Duncan up there. I'm not bringing anything for that one, but I'll be there. And then yeah, are you going to go to the Canada show later this year?
What Canada show?
Jay Jones's show, Base Wars Finals.
Where in Canada?
Like Niagara, basically.
Like an hour north. That's close as shit to me. I can go to that.
Yeah, no, I went last year, and it was fantastic. It was a great event. It was good enough to where I'm going back this year.
I met him. Robbie introduced me to him 2 years ago at Slam, and he seemed like a pretty chill guy.
No, him and his wife are great, but just the whole show was great. Everyone was super, super nice, obviously. And I got to hear probably one of my favorite demo builds I've heard in years. It was a OBS Chevy truck with 9 Ascendant Audio 12s and a flat wall or something like that. Like it was like a classic build. I was like, this is it. The good old days. I feel like an old head.
I was gonna say I haven't heard that name in a little while.
Dude, I hadn't seen it in a while. And I looked in, I was like, oh, ooh. It was awesome.
Who will be spooning who?
Everyone's a little spoon. Don't worry about that.
Yep. We trade spoons.
That's right.
What show? It's only the Ohio Car Audio Show.
No, I think he's talking about the show in Canada.
It's a Base Wars with a Z finals that put on by Jay Jones Car Audio Direct. It's not till like September or October, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was good. I mean, Ohio's just like Southern Canada, really. So same thing.
The fuck did you just say? Unfriend, delete,
delete, block. Gonna mail me a letter that says "fuck you."
Yeah, that's what I do. Either that, or you'll get about 55 gallons of elephant shit.
Hell, I know. I do need to fertilize that front yard pretty aggressively.
Fuck chain smoking. We are chain spooning. That sounds fantastic.
What is a vendor spot at your show?
Isn't that the truth?
Someone said, "How much is a vendor spot at your show?"
Oh, the vendor spots are sold out.
Rip, R.I.P. dog.
I think they were $500. I don't even remember.
That's not bad.
That was a Robbie quit.
No, they were less than that. I think the vendor spots were less than the team spots. The team spots were $500 or $400 or something like that. I don't know. Robbie should be in here, but he's playing with himself or something. He's in his little cyber truck trying to figure out how he can live stream from the cyber truck, probably.
I mean, I'm sure that's got to be a built-in feature at this point.
Probably.
Chris Hooks wants to know where you acquire 55 gallons of elephant.
The internet, bud.
Yeah, dude, the internet. The internet's a great place.
Team spots were
there you
400.
go. That guy knew how much the team spots were, and I didn't. No team spot. There's nothing available for that kind of stuff.
Dude, I'm not surprised that it
is regular registration.
I'm not surprised that I think it's a big show.
It's not a big show though. Like,
I got some bad news for you, buddy.
I don't want to get jinxed here. Like I keep telling everyone, cool your expectations. Like this is a first year show at a racetrack that's, you know what I mean? They've had car audio shows there before, so
look, you need to go ahead and just. I don't know if you followed
everyone's expectations.
That truck show drama from the weekend, but apparently there was some truck show somewhere that just. Apparently, the town it was held in was 2,000 people, and there were like 4,000 people in attendance for this truck event or something. And it was just a disaster. So you might as well prepare this racetrack for that.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, everyone's going to be floating babies in their window.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's not a big show. Okay, Slam to me is a big show. Scraping the Coast is a big show. Those are big shows.
Scraping, but you want to see like truly big, like. You need to come back for like in October for cruising the coast.
But that's not really scraping. At least is like pretty big with the audio.
Yeah, now cruising
the coast is more like
old schools. Yeah, but it's
which I'm all for, but not my
last. Was it last year's scraping when John and them came with everything from Sky High? That was one of the best years in a long time, and I'm hoping that this year is even better.
You know, I kind of like semi-promised. SQ at the Ohio show. I don't see why not. What do you mean, like competing wise? MECA will be there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to answer him.
It'll be, well, as Eric knows, it'd be hard to judge that.
Well, the way I understand it is I think they told him that they had certain hours they could actually be loud, and I think that it's like afternoon or something. So I guess we will offer sound quality, but it'll be early in the morning. And before everybody, wakes up and gets going. So
that sounds like SQ, to be honest.
When is Made of Steel? Isn't that like this weekend or something?
No, it's May 16th, 17th.
Yeah, okay. Because
it's the same weekend as the Kicker event show.
What's the Kicker show?
Kicker's putting on a big SQ competition at their headquarters.
Boo! Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. SQ show?
Yeah. I mean,
so
although
gay.
they couldn't do SPL at their headquarters because it's like in a name.
SQ's not gay, but to only have just SQ, that's gay. That's
So most of the big only SQ events, I think, like this one, are have money rounds in them. Where like first place, you get like $2-3 grand, maybe more.
you know how much it costs to build a good SQ vehicle? A lot more than $2-3 grand.
I mean, yeah, but how much does it cost to build a good SPO vehicle, and what are you winning?
The SP, I'm saying they're not trying to throw out cash like it's different. It's not different. You're still lighting money on fire. What's the difference?
One of my visions is to be able to figure that out one day, but I haven't figured out a good answer about how to do it without like raising prices or.
Oh, so like for money round, like the SQ money rounds, I mean, this is a 200 still. The last one I went to in Tampa was $275 buy-in to be in the money round, and you have to be invited to be in the money round. It's like it's goofy.
Is that those vehicles with the like center steering and stuff like that?
Every now and then you'll see one of those, but no, not really. Like Jeffrey Hall, which has just a Mazda, actually has one of your alternators. He got second. He lost to a center seat vehicle because it happens. But normal vehicles for the most part.
This ain't really a good question for me, but I don't know if one of you guys know anything about old school head units. No. All right.
I have a Macintosh for like my home audio. Is that the same thing?
We need to do money rounds with stunt walls.
I'm 35. I don't know how old that is, but it's older than me. They're not older than me, but predates my interest in audio.
He's even older than me. I see Shaz. How old am I? No, where I live and what I do for a living.
Yeah. Put your address out there right now.
Louisiana, Baton Rouge, ish, and I troll people on the internet sometimes for a living. No, I design enclosures and actually, I guess now I can sell products on the website because that's actually been doing really good.
Josh Coe.
Been telling you to do that for 7 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do it where it's it's all just high quality stuff. It's nice. It's nice stuff that I'm willing to put my name on. So
hell yeah.
With full SQ build I'm doing now is quite a bit less than $2,000.
$2,000?
Well, I mean, hey, like I said, you can compete at any level. You can compete with whatever. You can do it different classes, but like once you get to the bigger end,
I'm about to say, how much do those like crazy SQ amps cost? They cost like $5,000.
Well, like so Dan Merritt,
thick ones, you know what I'm talking about?
$5 grand would be cheap.
Instead of capacitors, they have leaners, and they're just
basically
stacked on top of each other.
So my buddy Dan
I'm
Merritt,
not hating on SQ people. I just think you guys spend money on some shit that don't make sense.
Oh no, but no, I'm about to blow your mind. So he's got a Dodge Challenger, full dash build, full custom, blah blah blah. He has 40 grand in amplifiers in the back of the trunk of the car.
And
there's four amps.
Float a baby.
Nope. But that vehicle also hasn't beat Jeffrey Hall, who has just JL VXI amps, just Class D DSP amps. In the end, it's all about the install, like same thing with bass, and then how much time you put into it.
Man, you don't have to do a good install for bass. If you put in
you don't have to
with enough power, it's going to do something.
The JP said my Audio Wave CRX 30 cost 35 grand. So JP, the guy I was just talking about, Dan Merritt, he has Audio Wave amps. He has the I guess the 2-channel car versions.
It's called like Audio Wave.
They're hand built in the UK. Right now. Yeah, you're about to get a hit
out of here.
You're about to get a hit on your credit score.
Do they check your credit score before you buy it?
Basically.
Jesus, look at this Excel thing. Get out of here.
You're frozen, I think.
No, I literally clicked to a different link because I've
never. Oh, you're like, I had to go look.
It ain't for me. That's too much money.
But like I was competing in SQ, I had to go straight to the deep end because I was in the pro amateur class with Jeffrey, and I mean I had $200.
You know about Hald right now? Am I saying his last name right?
Hald? Yeah. Yeah, that's how I kind of. He's like the one who kind of brought me really into it, and I had to go straight into his classing because they said I was a professional because I'm in the industry, and I was using cheap stuff and doing okay-ish.
Well, and
So-
Drew doesn't pay for audio. Drew gets everything
No,
for free.
I'd pay for that.
I know I have an
I'm just
opinion.
saying, all the stuff that I've been seeing about you lately is just wild. I called
Bro.
you the other day to make sure you were okay.
Bro, let me tell you,
Like, dude.
if I was going to be a sellout, it'd be for the company that is actually giving me pallets of equipment, and it ain't down for sound. I'll tell you that. It's that brand from Oklahoma.
Yeah, kicker boy.
That's that big boy money. Dude, yeah, the last week has been kind of crazy.
Yeah, man. I was like, what is happening? It's because it's the worst thing about it. So like I argue with everybody. Like I love it. It's like one of my favorite things to do. You don't do that. So like
I don't anymore. I used to be like,
now you're just like you don't agree with me, but you want to disagree with me in a way that's like insulting, block. Which is probably the more adult thing to do, in all honesty. But like I just wish that people would come at me like they came at you, because my dick would be so hard. I
was so pretty gassed. Like I've made some memes that are fire, but I gotta hold them back.
Dude,
I know, trust me. My wife was like, "Stop it!" I said, "Look, I had to get it out of my head to stop thinking about it. It had to be made." But no, it ended up being fine. I must have talked to every electrical engineer at every major company, like owners. Dude, my phone went crazy just with people calling me, texting. The support's real, and it was nice.
Your support's real from the industry side of it.
Yeah,
that's the part that's the part that people don't get. It's like, there were people calling you like a scammer and stuff like that, and people that are friends of mine. And I'm like,
people that were friends of mine,
not scamming anybody. Like
no.
Drew forgets shit.
Yeah, and like I tell everybody,
you probably need a better. Years ago, you needed a better ordering system, and I think you have it now.
I do.
Like,
it's better.
You used to be like, yeah, just PayPal me $45.
I'm still working on it.
That was a mistake.
I mean, I'm always working on it because I'm busy. I do a lot of designs, but regardless, even if I forget something, I tell people just message me. That's why I had to post all that information showing how many times me and Scott had talked. Like 4,500 messages, 101 days. Like, bro, and you never once mentioned it in private. You mentioned it in private, sent, done.
Yeah. But, no, Scott's a good dude, but it's his job to do what he's doing right now. You gotta understand that. You gotta understand that.
No, you gotta
job. Let him do his job. You're doing your job.
Yeah, what's the difference between reactive and
hopefully he's at that show? Y'all can talk and because that's not okay.
Brant, a reactive load is a regular ohm load. Like when you say reactive, like if you wire up subwoofers,
I think he meant to say resistive.
So that's been a really big thing: resistive versus reactive. Most people don't know the difference.
I saw you arguing with someone about that, and I was
I knew where that was going to go. So normally I would have just cut that off, but I knew how it was going to go, so I kept going so I could get those screenshots because I knew that. Like I'm like, this dude is he's just not. I'm like, let me entertain this for a minute to get these screenshots to just show like what I'm dealing with because of like this stupidity.
Yeah.
So resistive is like it's like a brake resistor, like the things that dyno use. That dome load doesn't change. Wire to 1 ohm stays 1 ohm. Reactive is like a subwoofer. You wire to 0.5 ohm or 1 ohm, it rises to 3 or 4 or whatever.
It can also go down. Don't forget that part.
Well,
it can. It does.
But that's the biggest difference is like people kept saying test, number one, I don't know. People thought I tested those amps. I didn't. Not yet. The Ruthless 10K will be here Thursday. Then I will. But no, just the whole they kept saying tested at 0.5 reactive. I'm like, well, the dude did. Look, right there. And it's just trust me, old me would have been acting a whole lot different.
The only reason why I didn't comment on that and like go nuts is because I know you're like just not about that life anymore.
No, I just trust me. I want to be sometimes, but I don't know. As I got older,
had a shorted subwoofer coil, Joe.
If it goes down, your coil has left.
That's what I said. The ohm load can go down.
Yeah, if you delete the coil from the chat.
Yeah, no, the coil doesn't delete itself. It goes like this. It's tip to tip. You know what I mean?
So with the dyno be more.
You're looking for tips to holes like this.
That's right.
See that, Joe?
Yep.
That's what you're looking for. You're not looking for this. Tip to tip's bad.
So Brant, what do you mean by accurate? Because I mean, all testing is quote accurate to that situation. You know, if you're trying to see what makes the most power, then you got to use the dyno, or you got to use over resistive load and wire it into the dirt. What do you test with?
I think what he's trying, like the real answer to his question, to Brant's question, is no, a dyno is not accurate. That's it.
No, well,
the only thing that's going to be accurate
It's not
is
going
what
to be
happens
comparative to the real
it
world.
would be accurate if so, like in that one dude's test, he was wired to 0.5 and rising to 1 point something, which is right near the dyno. Like dyno's at 1 ohm, and you rise to 1 ohm. They're going to be close in the end. The dyno will just tell you what their amp will make. It says, say you wired a quarter and you rise to 1 ohm perfectly, you'll make exactly what the amp makes on the dyno at 1 ohm. It'll be basically 1-to-1.
Okay, that doesn't exist. So again, amp dynos are stupid. I'm gonna say it for you. Amp dynos are dumb.
I mean, I don't have one, so I don't care.
One amp might perform better in your car than another amp. They might be They might even have the same damn board. You could have one salt AK and be
now
like,
you're blowing everybody's mind.
And get another salt AK and it blows the fuck up.
Bro,
like,
you want to blow people's minds.
It's just that there's variances in manufacturing like that people just don't understand. You could have the exact same board.
You could have the same
ruthless 10K
vehicle.
Another ruthless 10K. One makes 11,500 watts. The other one makes 11,100 watts.
Yep.
Is that a bad thing? No, that's not a bad thing.
You want a little less power.
Real world situation and testing in your car. Stop looking at testing on other people's cars. That's dumb.
Like that's why people. That's why people use like the dyno just as a comparison point. That's
a baseline.
Yeah,
a dyno is a baseline. A dyno is not real world testing. You don't take a car. Drag racing is a good example here. You don't take a car and run on the dyno and make 1,000 horsepower, and then go take it to the track with that exact same tune and rip it down the road. You're gonna blow the fuck up. You have to turn it down a little bit, dial it back. You don't give your full kill switch on your first rip. It's the same thing, and an amplifier should be the exact same thing. Like
wait till people start finding out that vehicles will be different. So it was done a long time ago here. They took a box. It was being powered separately, but it put a box in one stock CRX and just put it directly into another stock CRX, and there was like a 2.5 dB swing between the two.
Yeah,
no difference. One vehicle was made on a 2.
What day they were made?
Exactly. Yep.
I'm not as smart as you guys. I've done a lot of testing with sound.
No, I mean, you're smart in it. I guarantee you're smart in different ways.
I don't go below the surface as much as some people because I've always been a sound pressure competitor. So basically, I test it, and you got to treat everything like it's a new experiment, really.
Every time.
Yeah, because you make one change, and now it is all new data. You have to recapture all of it.
I'm sorry. How loud's your Explorer, real quick, bud?
I don't know.
You're smarter than both of us because of that.
Well, it's not because it's just
I can't
a lot
do what
of
you do there. I'm not trying to suck your dick or nothing, but at the same time, you do some shit that I can't do. Well, I need 40,000 watts to do what you're doing with 5. You know what I mean?
But like you said, that's where the time and the testing comes in. You got to.
Yeah, I don't do any.
Most of it is testing, and I don't know. I try to tell people all the time if there's a secret or if there's anything that I do differently than I see other people do. And basically, most of the score comes out of the vehicle.
Yep. Oh, yeah, 100%. But you still got to put the time in.
Absolutely. The box and the speaker and all that stuff. Yeah,
but
if you're trying to go real high, all that stuff plays a factor. But it
all works together. It's all going to be dialed in together.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've never built anything efficient in my life, and I'm proud of it. I'm keeping audio companies alive by buying twice as many amplifiers as I need to do the same score as
they appreciate you. Yeah, the Nitro ended up pretty efficient by the time it came apart. It would do a 60 with like 4,600 watts with Sundown U's in it. It was street beat a 60 with like 9K or something like that. It wasn't awful. It'll be a lot better when it comes back though.
The mail van needed 42,000 watts, I think, to do a 70, and then if I wanted to do anything over that, it was exploding. So
that's not. It's not awful. Really,
it's awful. That thing was full extreme. Like I put that together with every
play music
being like, RP and Hank V. Chu. And then I was like, never mind. I suck at this. I don't want to ever do this.
So, RP, that dude there, both of them just.
They do all the work that I don't know how or don't ever want to do. That's like,
but that's the reason you see some people just get so loud. You're like, damn, how are they doing that? Time.
Have you met Joe Alt before, Drew?
No. Did he go to Slam or?
He's been to Slam before, but I don't know if I ever introduced you guys. But he's like a local guy to me. That's like super wizard guy when it comes to like getting stuff loud with like absolutely zero power. Dude, it frustrates me how much smarter he is than I am when it comes to like enclosure stuff. And then like, but him and Bud have like the same mentality about like, no, you got to do things to the car first, and then worry about
like vehicle first.
Like
that's
the sub and stuff doesn't matter as much. The amp doesn't matter as much. I mean, like Joe will run
vehicle
like
prep is like
3,000 or 4,000 watt amplifier you've ever seen in your entire life and do a 60. Like it's the most frustrating thing.
The biggest reason that I think we try to like drill that into people is because, I mean, Joe started doing it before I did, and like Joe taught me a lot when I first got into it. That's basically who took me under their wing and showed me. But my reason behind trying to drill that into people is because if you don't prep the car first, especially when you're new, when you start prepping the car, you're going to screw around and be like, oh, I just lost 2 dB, but it's because you need to retune your enclosure. Need to retune your, what you have going on.
See, like the way you throw it away, you buy a different car and you rebuild it.
The way that
that didn't work. Let's pass this on to the next guy.
The way that I got introduced into like loud stuff when I was like 16 with Brett Arsenault down in Mississippi, and he went about the other way. He was like loud back, he had kinetic 2400s and original DDM3s doing 60s back then. But he did, it was all enclosure. Like his truck had some basic work, but it was he had always done enclosures dialed in. So forever, we just focused on enclosures. Now, the last couple of years, I've been like, all right, I need to learn how to properly prep cabins because the nitro is going to have to be. I mean, my goal for the nitro is a 70 street beat with a stock cabin. So, guys, the prep's got to be on point.
What's street beat?
USAC's music, 30 seconds run.
Boom.
It's all I got. It's all I got. But I'm going to compete USAC and then IASCA at the same time because I want to. My goal is a double championship in IASCA in the same year. So we'll see what happens. SQ and SQ. Yeah,
you don't see that very often. So that's
I know it's a very, very big goal, but I got some great people to help. Behind me, some great companies who are going to support it. So gonna go for it. So,
heck yeah!
Like I got brand X all in there. It's gonna be crazy.
What?
Yeah, I seen you got some new colors and stuff coming out. How's that going? Or on your alternators, didn't you like do some anodizing?
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, we're doing anodizing, but nobody wants to pay for it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I would have paid for it. What's up?
Gately did that because Gately's rich, and then
I would have paid for it. What's up? What could have been anodized?
What do you mean? I think that come out good. If you don't like it,
no, it came out great. No, it's the pictures you sent, not good. In
I
person,
don't take good pictures.
This is very good. Yeah, he sent me a picture. I'm like, Bud, the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't take good pictures. I go snap whatever comes out is what's getting posted. That's
but
fine.
no, yeah, these came out great, dude.
The only pictures that I take time are the ones I send to my wife. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Ooh,
that's the only one. I got to get the right camera angle there. There's a magnifying glass involved.
I would definitely do a bunch of work to the firewall. Oh, yeah. Well, first thing I got to do in this nitro is fix these 18-inch A-pillar cracks, but don't worry about
that. See what I'm saying, though? You just buy another car.
Maybe all right. J-Pat, does the Saturday and Sunday pass cover your passenger also?
Yes, we covered that twice, though.
The Miami Vice alternators, is that like a color scheme?
The color scheme that we put, the one that you're talking about with like the multiple colors, it was like the white, the pink, and
Need one of those for the Stang. You go buy a brand X alternator, it'll be the last one you need.
Yeah, but you think he already has one for? He's bought stuff for me before. I know Repeat customer discount. We always do that. Mention it.
Repeat customer discounts, huh?
You get a different build, we got you. You want to trade your alternator in, we got you. Have a different brand you want to trade it in, we got you.
Can you give me a brand X?
Yeah. I mean, you got to tell me what engine, but yeah. I mean, we go up to 475 amps for the 4 cylinders, and we go up to, which I don't recommend, by the way, but we do offer it. And then we go up to 540 amps for the 6 cylinders.
Wait, you have 400? Why do I only get this little baby alternator?
Those aren't billet, dude.
Oh.
Those are, and they're also like, if you're gonna drive the car, don't get a 540.
I will be driving the truck. That's why
you have the largest alternators that I recommend, where I know that like you will drive it to local-ish shows to you instead of towing.
I know you're driving the shit out of this thing, but I got some news for you. But I've also, like I told you, I'm gonna be able to turn 2 of them on and off, so we'll be all right. 2.3 liter
cycle. Like, you got to imagine how hot something that's 500. Yeah. You got a 400 amp alternator. How hot? Imagine a 540 amp alternator. It can't physically be any bigger, right? It won't fit. So,
though I did find out kind of why that happened. My clutch fan was not working. It was just like non-existent. So
that'll happen. Not a big deal.
No, because like scraping the coast was 2 weeks later, and I'm like, man, my AC, like I had the whole we fixed the AC. Wasn't working. An old head out there was like, hey, come by the house Saturday. I'm like, all right. I'm over there. He's looking at it. He's looking at the gauges. He's like, He just reaches in and grabs the fan while it's running. He's like, oh, found it. I was like, what if it does?
No thanks.
He's like, I knew it. I'm like, okay.
No thanks. I'm not doing that.
He's had 6 of your alternators.
Or like this. Or, you know what I mean? Like,
Krista says he's had 6 of your alternators.
That's my goal in life.
This man said he's got them all.
Good record. What's the biggest?
Same thing. The largest I recommend if you drive it every day is 425 amps.
425.
250 max on a small four.
We have 275s now, depending on the 4-cylinder that we can do on a lot of stuff.
Speaking of 4 cylinders, I need to get with you about an alternator for the. I don't know if you've kept up with Branton, my son's friend, who we've been doing a build for. DD jumped in and sent us some equipment for it. We're running one of their amps at 0.33, and I'm not wiring it up, so we just need to make more power. It's a 95 T1 Toyota truck.
I have one here. You can just have. It'll be a reman, but he can have it.
No, dude, that'd be sweet. That'd be a text. He would be super appreciative.
Like I have trade-ins for those. Just
that'd be. You can. I'll see you a message about it. DD was like, oh yeah, you got to wire, because we like blew up the first amp they sent, like bad, and they were like, oh yeah, blah, blah. I'm talking to him like, yeah, you wire them like this, because they're dual 2s. I'm like, wait, what? What do you mean dual 2s? I'm like, they're dual 4s. He's like, no, I'm pretty sure they're dual 2s. I'm like, So I had Branton stop by and look. I put the meter on it. Said 0.3 on the meter. I'm like,
That's what you're looking for. Perfect.
I'm like, I'm not fixing it. we better just figure it out.
Yeah.
Because he's a 17-year-old kid. We did 310s, and he's tickled pink. It sounds great. He loves it. Super nice guy. Super nice kid.
The largest that I would recommend in a race car, the largest that we make now,
James Falgo. Wait, what?
Is a 245 amp in a small case for a 16 Stang. That's like kind of where I would stick with. You can go to a large case if you want. We have our XL. The 300 XL would work at higher.
See, that's what I thought you were sending me.
Huh?
That's what I thought you were going to send me.
This is the same output of idle. If you're not going over idle, who gives?
No, I didn't. Look, I'm talking off of what you had said one time in the conversation late at night.
But you waited a really long time.
Yeah, I know. I know I did. But he had a Whipple and a turbo.
People complain about our lead time. You waited like 6 months for alternators.
Well, I mean, I waited like 12 months to send the old ones to you. So I mean,
that's your fault.
No, I'm not. No,
buddy, if you have a Whipple and a turbo, that's a race car.
You need to go ahead and get rid of it and get like
every day.
An LS.
You're not going to go on the highway and granny at under 6,000 RPM. Like, no.
That man is spinning 10,000 RPM every time it leaves the driveway.
Yeah. You remember my Mustang?
Mm-hmm.
The kid who bought that is crippled now.
I'm not shocked. I mean, he bought a Mustang. He was before, but
he hit a wall at like 120 or 130 or something like that. Not a good time.
Nope. Now, actually, one of your biggest resellers is out here, James Falgo. He's building some fast stuff. I was over at his house. He just finished welding up this.
He won't sell it though. I'm like, sell the product. He forwards people to me all the time. I'm like, dude, I appreciate it, but like, make money. Like, you should be making money. He must be rich. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Is that dude?
He is. I mean, he does work for the railroad for a union, so he ain't hurting.
I got nothing to say about other companies, but something that people don't understand that Singer and I do is we use OEM cores. So yes, that means we use used parts for hard parts to base it off of for rotors and stators. You cannot buy those parts new. Other companies will use Chinese rotors and Chinese stators, and they are not the same thing. They're just not as good. The lamination stack is shittier. The copper content's shittier. The coils are basically glued together on the rotors. They're not like really welded. The OEM rotor is a one-piece situation where the coil is one piece all the way to the slip ring, where the aftermarket ones, I could show you, but it's not going to like come through on this because you're talking about a part that's like almost as small as my wiener, like real tiny. So like you got to be realistic about what you can see on this camera here. But a lot of the companies now, and I'm not going to like throw out any names or whatever, but Singer and I still stick with the OEM stuff. I'm doing it at a higher volume than he is, obviously. So like you're going to see some negatives with that, but that's pretty much it, man. Everyone else is doing everything aftermarket.
No, that's not it. I'm not gonna let him skip over the most important part. It's the care of assembly too. That's important.
Yeah, I don't have 15 people working for me.
He assembles these. I'm telling you, these things are. I mean, that's one of the biggest things is how well they're assembled. Like how good's the solder joint, like what solder's used. Like everything comes into play.
Yeah, if you see someone using 60-40 solder to put together a high output alternator, they need to quit their job and find a different profession.
He does run his shop like a well-oiled machine. That's because he's normally well-oiled.
Yes. I keep the baby oil on me. I keep the.
He definitely said you're not employee of the month, though, Joe.
His skin is smooth for a reason.
Damn, it's been so long since I was up there. Oh, man.
It's been 4 years.
No, might be 5.
Yeah,
4 or 5 because that's what I first.
I haven't been down by you in longer than that, so I can't say anything.
Well, I wouldn't come down here either. I remember you came down for scraping, and I told you, Bud, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
I wore pants. I didn't bring shorts.
Goofiness.
I don't own shorts. Dude, I live in Ohio.
You walk outside.
I'm like, why didn't I wear a swimsuit?
Stupid.
This is ridiculous.
Someone asked if we were attending any other MECA events. Yes. Aggie Land at Mobile Toys, a big SQ event. They have MECA. Other than that, probably not.
We just got to get them closer to you, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's like nothing close to us right there. No IASCA, no MECA, no DB Drag. There's Base Wars and Base Wars.
Right.
That's kind of it. Nah, like Base Wars is my people. Like the local judge has been my boy for a long time. We're a really good friend, but it's kind of it right now out here.
Makes sense.
If I'm gonna attend a MECA show, it's because Joe dragged me there. I don't not that you have to drag me out of the shop. Like I work nonstop.
So there's some people talking about the 2-liter EcoBoost, and like someone said EcoBoost for the win. My wife's 2-liter EcoBoost makes me want to drive it off a fucking bridge. So, and she has like I know the 2-liter is popular, but her combination of 2-liter turbo in an Explorer not popular. So everything's expensive for it. Horrible.
Horribly expensive.
Can you message me your info, J-Pat? Need to talk about this alternator situation.
Message Brand X. I will never respond to a personal page about a sales question. I pay people.
He won't even reply to the personal page about a non-sales question.
People, so I'm not going to answer a sales question. I will answer all of your questions will be through me, just through someone else's fingers. But yeah, message facebook.com/brandxelectrical or go on our website brandxelectrical.net and message on the chat. It'll either be me or my wife. A brand,
or if you get unlucky, I broke in and now you get to talk to me.
I'm not trying to take money away from people that make commission. That's not my goal in life. That's not.
And if you have some other thing going on that isn't a sale, they'll still take care of you, and that's still the best way to go about it.
And again, it's going to be through me anyway. If it's a question they don't understand, I'm going to be the person replying. So just we have 2 people. That's my wife and I.
There's a lot more tools available for like managing messages and stuff on the business pages and personal pages.
Yep. If you message my personal page, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna forget it. I'm not even gonna look at it. I'll look at it. I'll go and I'll delete it. I do not care. If I don't know you on a personal level,
Messenger does not work good.
Messenger
business or personal. If you're very busy,
even Business Manager, we're having an issue now. Where
it'll mark it as read, even though I didn't read it.
We didn't get a chance to respond on Business Manager. It'll throw them in spam.
Yep.
And we don't look at spam all the time.
If they just hit you 5 times, like back to back with like quick messages, like I do, like I'll type like 4 messages instead of 1 long one. Just I don't know why, like that. Or if I'll wake up to like a bunch of notifications, I'll hit clear, or I'll swipe them all away, and it'll mark half of them as read in the Messenger. And it's just like people think that we're like ignoring you. It's no. That's why I tell people, if you don't hear from me after a day, message me again. If you don't,
I'm probably not near as busy as y'all are, and I can vouch for that too.
Dude, Messenger's awful, but people don't want to email. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, I've been learning that the hard way. Emails are tough too.
Yeah. So. Communication's hard.
You need to have one form of communication and stick with it, and that's what I do. So if you don't message us if you message me on 4 different platforms, I'm just not even going to reply to you.
Yeah, that's
I just know that you're not going to be the kind of customer that I want, because I'm never going to be able to keep a conversation to make sense with you. It just doesn't work. If you message us on Instagram, Facebook, and whatever, and I reply on one, I'm not going to reply on the other ones. And I've had people go, well, how come you didn't respond to me on Instagram? You want me to respond to you in a different way? It's not going to be different.
Heavy junk SUV with overworked engine. I guess talk about the 2-liter. She likes it. It's just it'd be way better if it was a Tesla. So there's that.
No, you just need to get her an Escalade, dude.
Dude, I've tried to get her to get a bigger SUV. She won't do it.
All right, well, I didn't say to get her an ESV. Get her a regular Escalade. That's a small car.
Too big. Still too big. Explorer's like as big as she wants.
I don't want to tell you about that one.
I know. I was like, oh, damn. What's B+ go to?
I'll fight you. I know where you live.
I would say there's no way someone asked that, but
what's B+ go to? Battery positive is what B+ is.
Oh wait, he must be a subscriber.
No, yeah, because I responded, yeah.
And you didn't tell him. Bro, I can't get subscriptions on my personal page for some reason. I'm so irritated.
$1 a month right now to ask questions on my personal page. It's pretty sweet.
I'm so irritated about that. So I have subscriptions on my business page, but I can't get on my personal page because I have issues with my profile. I had posted a picture of Brandy's Explorer, and it got pulled down for copyright infringement. I'm like, bro, what?
You can't be posting pictures of Fords, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
So Explorer ST is actually that's probably what we're going to end up doing soon, because her Explorer is now paid off. So we're gonna
start the debt cycle again, baby.
Dude,
let's go. Keep the economy flowing.
So it has an ABS light on, which turns on every other light. And Ford's official recommendation for troubleshooting is replace the cheap part first. The cheap part's $400.
You're rich, dude. What are you worried about it?
Sir,
that's always the first recommendation.
I was just like, oof. And then now it's got some wastegate code. I'm like, no, this thing's got to go.
Time to get a new car.
Yeah, 2026 Explorer ST. Let's go.
Oh, oof.
Jim Brookman just got one of the 2025s.
So expensive, dude. My Bronco was rough.
Dude, I think a new 2025 Explorer ST is like 50, like fully loaded.
That's a lot. Like I got like a base model Bronco.
It's a lot, but
2.7.
How many new vehicles do you have though?
Huh?
How many new vehicles do you have? Exactly.
Different question. Moving on.
Exactly. We've got Brandy's is the only one that would be new.
No, because like my Bronco's a 23. It's not brand new anymore. My Ram's a 21. That's not new anymore.
Everyone in the chat is judging you right this second for saying this.
Melissa's Navigator is a 23. That's not new anymore. It's 2 years old. And then The Corvette's a 21. That's not
Man,
new.
that thing's like ancient at this point. You might
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, I daily an 05 Silverado with 280K. So what's up?
Yeah, that's I don't want to tell you about that one.
I love that whole generation. And like I've driven like the new stuff, like obviously like Stevens and all the other brand new trucks. They're just too small on the inside, man. I don't know how they got so much physically bigger.
You've ridden in Fords.
Yeah.
Get in my truck.
I mean, you know,
Get in my truck.
All right, I'll get in your truck. Dude, I just C8 Vet.
Yeah, that's my wife's car. That's her daily driver. That's her winter beater, dude. She got snow tires on that bitch.
It's
trucks it along.
Kind of twin turbo. Let's go.
I tried to get her to get one of the Whipple kits for it because they're expensive, but it's not like for the price of the car, it's not like out of this realm.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to do it. She wants to get an Escalade V this year, and so I told her she's got to like up her sales game for that.
Her sales game. Replying to Brent Hunter. I'm a fan of my 94. We drove for 500 miles last weekend.
Hey, I drove one of those the other day in 94.
That's what yours is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do.
I
miss my 90s Mustang. I think it was
I
fun.
almost bought your Explorer, didn't I? Or was that a different one?
No, it's the same one. I think I'm going to start working on it again here this year, but we'll see.
Just have Joe work on it. Drop it off at his house. He likes fiddling with Explorers.
Oh, then he might.
Speaking of
Then
fiddling,
he might be able to figure out why mine's 7/10 better right now if I do that.
Ooh, that was a low blow.
damn,
Low blow.
ouchies.
Poor Joe. Poor Joe.
No, it's about they're about right. It's getting close.
Well, speaking of fiddling, one of my local foot buddies just got a new 4x4 CNC. Well, we about to be fiddling with all kind of stuff. You name it, we're about to be making it. Need to get out there, bud.
Yeah, they keep telling me that until I do it.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing for me. Do you get shit, bud, for competing when you do compete and owning MECA?
I haven't really personally competed myself since I've done that. So, I mean, I competed in Slamology once, and last year I took the truck out, but it was the first time I pulled it out from underneath a tree in like 3 years. So I didn't necessarily light the world up or anything. I just did it to kind of have fun.
I feel like competing as an SPL as the owner should be. I mean, it's a objective thing. It's just I guess
I would say I wouldn't probably do it in MECA, but I don't really think that it's an issue for me to do other organizations. I mean, in general, people see or say what they say, but like I'm a competitor at heart, and at the end of the day, all I want to see is car audio competition be successful, whether it's, my acronym or somebody else's. I just want to see it live. That's my big thing. So if I do compete, it'll be probably IASCA, DB Drag, Base War, something like that. I haven't done a whole lot of reading. I know I used to research everybody's rules and stuff when I competed. And
I got everybody's rule book saved all the time. Even though I'm not competing that much right now.
I was the head judge for MECA for quite a few years before, we ended up acquiring it. And I had a team that was pretty loud and stuff, and I did catch a lot of flack for that. So I quit competing for probably, I want to say
that's
about
so silly because the meter's it's not like SQ where it could be swayed by bias, but
right. I guess it's more of a people think that you're getting away with something that they can't, maybe, or
that's the one I'm talking about.
Just tell me you think I'm cheating. Just say it. You can say it.
Yeah.
Say it.
Well, and they will
point out where.
Oh, you're like they will
touch on my car where it hurt you.
They will, and
it points to the meter location. Yeah, so, I thought so.
I don't know. I kind of quit. I kind of backed away because we were catching some flack for that, and then I don't know. Like I said, for about 5 years, I didn't do anything. And I guess a couple people at finals, I still had like 3 or 4 teammates, and they were winning, and some people made a big deal out of it. So I got on
People
the
don't
phone.
like to lose.
I got on the phone and turned my 4 people team into like 17 people, I think. And then we won 13 or 14 world championships out of 20. And that kind of quieted it off. But
Joe, you rewrite the rules so you win every year. That's what you've always done.
Look, I'm gonna need y'all to rewrite the rules so the nitro cabin,
That's
no
what
matter
I'm
what
going
I
to get
do,
you to
fits into
rewrite
those
the
cabins.
rules that just says
a lot of what we
Suburban
do
wins.
is trying to put in our rule book what we like. If you go read the MECA rule book,
It says Joe Alt wins,
and you actually read it for what it is, the intention of it is for somebody that might not know a whole lot to understand what they can get away with. And you know, a lot of times when we were doing it 20 years ago, it was you just push the limit until they told you no.
Yeah.
And so I kind of try to follow the idea of if you read my rules, you'll know how to build the car. You'll know what we're doing to make it loud.
Let's go read the rule book. Let's go
Now, how you actually put that into work is up to you. But all of the clues and all of the hints, basically, if you read MECA rule book, you know how to build a car if you're paying attention.
So what is dueling demos? I guess I don't I've been out of it.
So dueling demos is kind of like it's an open play format, kind of like what you see in the islands or something. It's judged 360. This year, I think I'm introducing kind of like a stunt wall class, but we'll see how that goes. That's something that they do over in Trinidad. That's a big deal. So, you know,
I got so many customers in Trinidad. I got to make that trip.
What is my best score? I think I did like a 63 and some change at one point, like 2012 Carl Casper.
What power?
I don't know how much power it actually was, but it was 8 Sundown 1500s on 4 Shocker SIGs. And I think I had 13 Group 31 batteries and a Dodge 2500 van.
So I have
You're
a
dating
rule book
yourself,
question already.
bud.
I have a rule book question.
What's that?
It says sound dead modified class. Sound dead new materials are allowed to be used in front of the B pillars. Their application may not alter the placement of the headliner, carpet, or any panel. What do you mean by alter the placement of the carpet? Like it's gonna be what's the limit?
1/4 inch plate.
Bet.
So well, I don't there's not necessarily a limit on deadener. So
like the floor of the nitro isn't super flat.
If you're mod 3 and under, then basically if you're mod 4 or mod 5, you don't have to have a floor covering, and technically there's not a limit. So nobody's really forced me to think I need one yet, but I'm sure somebody could.
Only reason that as I start building the nitro, I'm going to be going through all these rule books because I know how the internet is. I know how people are. If we come out and win, they're going to protest everything. So I'm going to have to make sure it's completely above board in every capacity. Yeah. So I'll be in DMs making sure everything I do is good.
I mean, generally speaking, because like a lot of times what I do is like right now, my car's only got 2 layers of deadener in the floor, but it could use a lot more. Yeah. But I usually just glue speaker box carpet back down over it. So
yeah, I mean, we'll do whatever we need to. And then I said, this is still a year out before we really start working on it, but I plan on going bonkers.
Yeah, if you have questions or anything, feel free to ask. But as far as the deadener limit, MECA doesn't have a rule about a deadener limit. So I want to basically carefully say it's unlimited because, like I said, we look at the cars, and I've been doing this a long time, and I can almost look at a car and tell you what it's going to do before it does it.
Bud said you got to pay to protest, folks in MECA. I got some news for you. If I beat people, if I come out win, some people are going to pay to protest. 100%.
But
I'm going to pay to protest. I'm going to be at the show.
See, exactly. It's going to be a call-in protest. Like, hey,
well, it has to be. They have to be in your class, and they have to be present too. So, but
it won't matter because I'm going to be. This thing's going to be so above board with every picture and video of everything we do. It's going to be. It's going to be.
And the second the pictures are done, you're going to.
I guess if somebody comes in there and they have Deadner up to the, up to the bottom of the door or something, and it's flat all the way across, then I might start rethinking that.
Right, but don't go that close.
Yeah, like I try to let people use their common sense until that doesn't work anymore, and then we'll have to change it. But I think
you to assume I have common sense, sir.
Well.
And actually, I know I do. I married my wife, and I was big brain move.
Things have also changed a lot in 20 years. I mean, I know we used to do a lot of stuff and a lot of, I don't know if, not that we wanted to make it pretty, but we took maybe, I don't know what to call it, maybe more pride or more care in what we did.
It was just it was more expected. But that's also what our plan for this is. It's going to be loud, but it's going to look nice. It's going to look nice. It's going to be
steel. Deadner is
outside
steel.
Is going to be a lot of y'all will know who Mark Eldridge is. And he used to compete back in the day with a Forerunner that had like a blue-white paint job with a bunch of graphics on it. Mm-hmm. The Nitro is going to have a very similar wrap based on that to pay homage to the original competition group and
That's
him.
Cool.
So like we're going to make it pretty on the inside and outside. It's going to look. The goal is to make it look nice.
Well, I think if you read our rule book, I also kind of define what I call Deadner. So, like, basically, concrete's not a part of that. Wood's not a part of that. You're looking at basically.
You put wood in front of your V-pillar, extreme. Out of here.
You're looking at foam, resins, or basically epoxies. And I even went as far as I'll allow you to use aggregate. So I guess if you want to be cute and put, concrete dust in there, that's you being cute because I said aggregate.
You're giving away secrets with the aggregate part. People are supposed to know about the aggregates.
Well, that's why I said if you read the rule book and pay attention, there's things in there's
a bunch of information out there that people just don't look at. Like rule books, for one, will tell you a lot of ways.
You also have to know how to read.
True. Like Chris
You're
Russ
from Louisiana. Not all of you know how to read.
Well, a lot of my rule books written in Kentucky too. So I mean,
I'm from Louisiana, Baton Rouge, but someone asked. A lot of people didn't see Chris Russ from DJ Rusticles. He did a build log on his Jeep for this last vehicle he had, and it was like an SPL 103 AP edition. It was a full guide on how to build a stock cabinet vehicle properly. It was astoundingly good, and just no one looked at it. It was
I've thought about trying to do something like that at some point, but I don't know. Sometimes there's things people can't handle either. But like at the end of the day, the way our rule book is set up and the way we intend for it to be is that hopefully I can judge your vehicle without having to take it apart. So that's the whole goal of what we do is
I want my vehicle to be so loud and efficient that you're just like, nah, there's got to be something.
Right.
It's so good. There's got to be something going on.
We used to have 2 layers of deadener here, there, or whatever. And
but you can't tell these days with all like the torch on deadeners and stuff. Yeah. And you can't tell because it's all one sheet.
But we literally used to have to get our cars tore apart, and they'd make us take our panels and headliners, and eventually that stuff just takes too much time when you've got 20, 30 people that.
I mean, hell, a lot of vehicles, they just can't come apart.
You have to go through it like that. So we've basically just kind of tried to work towards we can look at the vehicle and know where it goes.
Yeah. I mean, and that's once you've been doing it long enough, you definitely get good at that. And clearly you've been doing it for at least a couple of weeks. At least. Yeah, like for the first shop I worked at, the owner was on the original Rules and Ethics board for USAC, went way back. So I started off with quote old heads showing me how the proper way to do all this stuff, and competing was part of it. Explaining all this. What a good old days. Need to allow polls in M1, 2, and 3. Chill out.
You would want polls in your car.
Chris Hupp said writing this down, dude.
Well, Ken,
I write down everything.
We could probably debate stripper poles too, but like to me personally,
That's extreme.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, we allow it in Mod 4 and Mod 5 just because basically those classes are, in essence, they are extreme classes for the headrest.
Oh, Natan's in here.
But
that man's got a. I've never heard his car, and I probably won't ever hear it because it's I probably don't fit. I'm gonna be honest. It's a very small Suzuki vehicle, but it's one of the best sounding vehicles on the planet.
I don't know about all that. I was getting ready to bring that up, Ken. So, like, to me, basically, most of the people that are using poles, they don't need them. Or
from what I've seen, once you get loud enough, ain't nothing stopping that windshield from going.
Well, essentially, if you make
the adhesive becomes the
no matter what, eventually the glass is the weakest point. No matter what,
that's how loud I want the nitro to be. I want the glass to be the weak point, and strong wise.
What's going on, Nathan?
People winning in finals. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh what? Yeah. He said Bud fits. I mean, I don't know how big Bud is.
You guys are about the same. Nah, you're probably a little bit smaller than Bud.
Yeah, I'm a big boy.
How tall are you though? That's.
I think I'm 6'3" and I'm weighing about 390.
No, so. You got me. I'm 6'3", like 3 probably. All right. Well, next time I'll. Well, to be fair, the only time I've seen your vehicle was it was a Frisco, I think. Yeah, it was the Frisco money round, and I had to listen to it and not know what I was listening to. Now at least I can appreciate how good it sounds. It'd been offensive for me to listen to it then and be like, yeah, that sounds good, I think.
Yeah, SQ build.
Yeah, it's myself. One of the best 2-seat vehicles for a very long time. It might still be. I don't know. It's
someone tried to get me in an SQ build one time, and he told me to close my eyes and listen to the music, and I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Nah, bro. Nah, look, come on down to the Aggie Land in Texas.
Does this smell like chloroform to you? That's what I heard, and I got the heck out of there.
No, look, come down to the SQ stuff down here. We do it loud. We do a loud build sound good.
Yeah, just because it's sound quality doesn't necessarily always mean quiet.
Not anymore, for sure. It's definitely changed.
People like us might want some more boom, but I mean, there's quite a few of them that can give me some endless volume. That I definitely don't need all of it to judge sound quality. That's for sure.
Like my truck, now I'm at I got the new Sundown mid basses. They're great. They're super efficient. And so bridge mid bass, bridge mid range, tweeter, and then rear speakers going in. I mean, you'll run out of the ability to want to hear it louder before it runs out of volume for the most part. Except for John, he's like turn it all the way up. More super tweeters, please.
I don't know. I guess I'll have to get in.
You didn't hear hear it. No, for the longest time, an SQ build, they were quiet, all of them. Now it's very different. Like I got demo at Tampa, a dude named Miguel. He's got 9-inch mid basses in his firewall, a ton of power, 2 15s, IB in the back. Well, that thing was ripping.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that one definitely will give you most all the volume you want. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually I competed against him at the show a couple of weeks ago, and he beat me. He got first, I got second. Kind of disrespectful, but I mean, yeah.
Kind of disrespectful.
Nah, it was a good time. I mean, losing to someone whose job is SQ, I'm fine with that. That's fine.
Right.
But like, you lose to me, it's a tough day. It's a tough day. Now let me hop in my built diesel that I can't start during the show because I get yelled at for people getting judged.
I'm sure you keep on keeping on, and you'll get where you want to go.
Hope. I got a lot of really good compliments at the last event. Jeffrey Hall and a lot of other guys says that my sub bass, the rear sub, the front sub, mid bass was the best working that It was the best sounding of the show. I was like, oh, well, all my SPL work paid off. I just built it like an SPL truck.
You already
Make it
skipped
so
question.
strong that you can't work, that it can't move.
Drew answered that question already.
So
Yeah,
I'll answer it again for her. I'm 33. I live in Louisiana. You coming to visit? We got some crawfish. We're ready.
Some jambalaya.
That's it. Like Tony needs to hear my truck soon. He ain't heard it in a long time. Last time I heard it sucked booty.
Yeah, me and Tony both fit in Aton's car.
But the Ton car is not big.
It was kind of, I didn't think.
What is it?
It's like a Suzuki any Suzuki
or something.
Yeah, like a little Suzuki hatchback, like a little one.
Yeah, it's a little hatchback.
Like
car.
It could park in the bed of my truck. 100%. Zero doubt. It could just in the bed.
It probably could.
Yeah, you still got that Suburban?
Me?
Yeah,
of course.
Look, bro, you talking about selling it? You might have sold it already.
No, I'm doing 4 stereo integrity 24s and an IB.
That's gonna be sick.
And if it flops, I just want to clarify this again. If it flops, it is Kevin Mayo and Joby Condrone's fault, not mine.
It's a Suzuki SX4. I know it's red. I know that much.
That's not that small of a car.
I don't know if this is true, but I heard that for the first event that I ever saw him at, it was the Frisco event. I heard that he won that event with his 2-seat tune, but it was a 1-seat event, which is just mind-blowing if that is accurate.
I guess I just don't understand what the difference is.
So 2-seat,
I'm gonna have to actually get in one of these
you need to get in like something that's like Jeffrey's car that does both really well. 1 seat is everything's tuned for you. Everything is focused on the driver's seat for a center position on the in between left and right. 2-seat tries to get that from both seats, and it's just very difficult.
Someone's doing 615s on 10K for their first build. Good for you.
I hate the internet. The internet is ruined. Dude, I remember first builds not being that. Oh, that reminded me. I wanted to bring up something. The way Bud classifies vehicles is the way that I do it. It's the way that people who've been competing for a long time do it. It's like once you add wood in front of the B pillar, extreme. Once you add like a big brace to the windshield, extreme. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, I mean maybe that's a little bit of the old school in me. I mean some of our rules allow for more than that, obviously or whatever. And I mean I've gotten used to it over the years, but like that's one of the biggest problems. I've been judging for I think I've been judging close to 18 years, and I remember rules that are 18 years old. And like sometimes people ask me a question and I just shoot an answer, and then 30 minutes later I'm like, shit, we changed that 3 years ago. And I gotta go tell them I was wrong. It says this, but that's really the biggest problem I have is just keeping up with
the changing. Yeah. I had to do the math to make sure because this doesn't sound right coming. But I've been competing 17 years, on and off here and there. So when I started 17 years ago, what none of it. You put anything too aggressive in front of the B pillar, you extreme. You do this, a lot of very different.
Yeah, I think, like I said, when I came in, the street classes was basically you were allowed 2 layers of the pill and stick style deadener, like the 90 mil type stuff, the regular, whatever Stinger.
Now these days, these guys are like, oh, on my daily, I welded on a plate to the floor. Like, oh, damn, bro.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, guys,
I don't want the car to fall apart.
Guys have always took things to the extreme. Like I look at it kind of like, especially when you do it the way I do it or Joe does it. To me, it's drag racing with a stereo.
Yep.
So
and that's how I've always described SPL stuff. It's just drag racing with a stereo, just super loud.
If I have to drive it every day, I have to drive it every day. But people drive their race cars every day too. So
see, I kind of look at it like that, but I also look at it like race cars are also designed to brake very well, and they don't weigh a whole lot.
Well,
most of these guys are building extreme vehicles and leaving stock brakes that they haven't changed.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
That's why we got
on the
20
trailer
people with
and
us
get
to
off the
stop it.
trailer. That's all it needs to do.
So how come no one's built like a trailer yet? Like why is Duncan still backing the van on and off the trailer? Just pull the body off at this point. Why?
What are you gonna do? You're gonna get like a 16-foot trailer or something?
No, like
you still have to make the cabin small enough where like it's gonna hurt. You know what I mean?
but why? But why not just build it on top of the gooseneck? Why even make it roll off the vehicle, off the trailer?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because like picture Duncan's van.
Trailer.
Yeah, picture Duncan's van. It is just a steel box wrapped in an Astro body that it barely goes up and down the trailer.
Yeah.
Why even take it off the trailer? Just on the trailer.
That's fair.
I figured someone would have done it. But
Will Holt?
Trailer thing.
Who's Holt? Holt who?
I mean, the 615s is for a single cab blow through sixth series. Well, that better be better be a mega long bed.
What do you mean? You can fit 615s.
415s and a fourth is the best blow through, or 412s if even S10. Can confirm. There's a dude armored truck hauling up where I live. Security van.
Dude, security vans and school buses don't work. Ask me how I know.
Those and the big cargo vans don't work. That's why they all end up full extreme. That's why a trailer
doesn't work.
But if you're full extreming it anyway, why not just build it on the trailer?
You'd have to like make the cabin smaller, like car size.
I'm not saying a cargo trailer. I'm saying like a gooseneck, like a flat, just like
take
Duncan's van and peel the skin off of it. Take Duncan's van and peel the skin off.
Yeah.
And just bolt it to the trailer, put an LS in the front of it, let that thing rip tater chip.
Hey, you're friends with the guy that can afford to do it, Duncan.
I know.
Tell him.
I've put this in his ear so many times. I was like, bro, like, why are you even backing this van off? Just, like I see you. Like,
the biggest problem with that is a lot of shows wouldn't even like support that. Like, what show is gonna let him bring a gooseneck? You know what I mean?
I bring my gooseneck into every show. Like my gooseneck is a part of the booth at this point. I bring it into every show.
I don't know. Like at Slam, that's hard to do.
Man, I do it every year. What's up? Get good.
No, at Slam they have the trailer parking.
No, not for Drew Jones.
Yeah, you're famous, I guess.
No, I just cry enough, and they're like they give it to me. Donnie feel bad for me. He's like, damn, bro. He's like. I feel that. I'm like, thank you. I'm
kind of hoping Donnie comes to our show.
That'd be sick. I think he should. Where do you think Slam's going to be next year?
Kentucky.
That's I think Kentucky on a lake somewhere is what I'm feeling.
You probably just know.
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
There's no way you don't know.
Well, I've been told by someone who should know that they are firmly sure that it's going to be somewhere in Kentucky on a lake. That's what I've been told. So I'm like, oh, well, I mean, I like that. If it's in Kentucky, I'm bringing everything I own, every vehicle, because that's close enough.
On a lake.
Oh, man. Do you know how many drunk bass dudes are going to be in the lake?
Me.
Yeah.
Naked.
It's a 6.5 bed, 35 cubic foot, legit porch going to touch the seats. Okay.
It sounds like he should literally just copy and paste Duncan's old box. Done.
Dude, so that box is still around. My buddy TJ's got it in a single cab Chevy truck.
I think probably rips.
So he's still got to fix his back wall on his roof that now tore in half. But I think First Burp did a 58 at like 30 hertz or something.
Yeah, no, that box was like that was it.
It was a crew cab, and he was doing a 60 with like those old Stinger batteries shoved in the side of the box, dude. The fact that he ever took that build apart, a disaster.
I told him to sell me the truck before I got the bourbon.
So he's about to ruin the truck, is what he keeps talking about. So if you want to save it, you better get it.
It's too late now. I got the bourbon. If I bought another audio vehicle, my wife wouldn't leave me, but I wouldn't be able to leave the house. Like in the woods somewhere.
He keeps every now and then talking about cutting the back wall out of the truck and doing a camper shell on it. I'm like, stop it, dude.
And then get rid of the van.
No.
It's not how he's already learned this. You can't take him to he can't run two vehicles at the same time. It's just not possible.
Yeah, I mean, the only time it ever worked was like Nick drove it up there and demoed it at Slam while he did the van.
I'm just saying that's it. like it doesn't work that way.
It's
You cannot
definitely
have
hard to
two
place it.
audio vehicles. Doesn't make sense in my opinion.
He said his buddy Chad designed it. I might know Chad. I mean, Chad. Yeah, I know Chad. I don't know what Chad is. There's a bunch of Chads. Strictly to ruin the audio. Hell yeah, brother.
In lithium.
Ruin it. You're waiting for your Brand X alternator, right?
Well, I think Brand X got lithium too, don't they?
They do.
We have sodiums and we have our LTOs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm like to the point where I'm not even going to be selling the LTOs after this year.
Just send me the rest of them.
I'll sell it like 10x.
Just send me the rest of them. I'll take them. But send Duncan the invoice. Don't send that shit to me, bud. I need to build a bank for the shop at some point. What should I use?
A bank for what?
For testing big amps.
Caps.
Well, right now I've got 390 amps of DC power supply, 10 banks of super caps, and the Tahoe's 480 amp hour of LTO in there.
That'd be fine.
Well, the LTO is coming out, so
yeah.
But I guess I could just connect it to the building, like I've been thinking about, which is a bunch of zero gauge Anderson plugs.
What do you mean? If the battery's coming out, or you're selling the battery?
No, it's going into the Tahoe. No, I need battery for the shop.
You still have that old ass,
dude. It works great.
Dude, those batteries are 6 years old,
dude. And I load tested each one with a Warhorse in like 5,000 watts for 3 or 4 minutes, and they were money. All of them.
I get it, man. That's just it's. Just
and I'm not trying to spend.
You know
I'm not trying to spend $6,000-$7,000 on a battery. That one works.
You're rich.
Who?
Tell Kicker to sponsor batteries too.
That's next year. That's next year. This year, I'm just on my own.
The sodiums are nice. Joe likes those.
No, the nitro's going to get caps probably. Or
plan on keeping those around.
The sodiums are going to stay. Honestly, I'm contemplating. I've been talking about just bringing in NMC like Panasonic cells for like a while and offering them like as a DIY option. Just because the people that are selling those are scalping so hard. Like our sodiums are like $200 less than just about everybody else, and it's basically the same battery. It's just we're putting the pack together versus someone else. And then like our sodiums are like $4.99. Like I think everyone else is $5.99, $6.99, $7.99. And for the same, essentially the same cells, everything is pretty much the same. But like CMAX, people that are selling like new quote unquote CMAX cells, like the Panasonic cells or whatever you want to call them, the green pouch NMC cells, the 5 amp hours, people charge way too much money for them. Like they're like $3. Like they. I
like my LTO, man. I love it.
Regardless of what anyone says, CMAX is the best battery for audio. Like it really is. It just needs to be used appropriately. Most people don't use it appropriately. People cycle the battery and don't realize they are. They're overcharging and don't realize they are. They're building too big of banks with no balancer in audio that we use can keep up with much more than like 80 amp hours at a time. Like when you have this big giant battery and you have one balancer that can distribute like 1 amp of current per series set, like you're just screwing yourself. You're literally forcing the battery to be out of balance over time. And you'd be better off without a balancer. Is basically
LTO ain't got these issues, man.
I was a CMAX head for a while, but that was when I was buying them out of the junkyard before everybody else. And yeah, now even the junkyard wants more for them.
But well, guys, I'm a hop off here. It was good.
You know, I gotta get the
invite.
Bed. Yeah, not to bed. I actually got to get back to work, but then I got to get to bed.
Well, I appreciate both of you guys coming on.
I appreciate the invite.
I told you it'd be long in an hour.
Yeah, I figured it would. I actually had a couple guys on here that could talk, and you know, like I told Jonathan earlier, I've been having some of the competitors, and a couple of them I had to kind of, you know, keep them going because they were bashful. So it was a little change of pace for me. I appreciate it, and we'll have to do it again sometime.
For sure.
I try to stay prepared.
He had a sheet and everything. He's looking at my MECA sheet.
I keep all my score sheets from forever, from every org.
That's cool.
Pack rat. That's called a hoarder. There's a TV show for it.
Well, the SQ ones I use to track how I'm improving. The SPL ones I look at and go, damn, it's been a while.
Right. All right. Well, if you guys had any other questions, your SOL, you can subscribe to Jonathan if you want him to answer you.
$1 a month. $1 a month, baby.
The Baseaholic group is $5 a month
for $1.
Nobody in there.
So make sure you check out Brand X and then your Baseaholic. So check those guys out. And then I appreciate it, fellas. And
hey, what do you want to do with that other brand name that we still have? You care if I do anything with it?
What?
Base X?
Dude, that's like such a heart-wrenching thing.
Well, I think we can bring the name back and do something good with it.
We need to do subs again. We just need to find a manufacturer here.
That I don't know about here, but I know where it is. I know where a good one is.
Huh?
I know where a good one is, and it's not here.
No, if they're not in the U.S., I don't want anything to do with it.
Maybe DD can like OEM us some subs.
Nah, I'm good on that.
See, I'll be using.
I don't know anyone there. You know what I mean? Like,
I was thinking about using it for sign. I don't know. It's just such a good name.
I would really have to when we expand the building. That's I'm really contemplating getting back into it because
it's just such a good name.
Machining capability here.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Machine everything in house.
And just they have them just be crazy expensive and just people want them.
Just have crazy niche shit that I don't know. Hire someone to do it and just
contract out old Jacob Fuller.
Yeah, I've talked to Jacob before. What happened. You were a part of that conversation.
Yeah,
we tried to get Sundown to make the subs for us. The OEM the subs for us. Remember, his wife was going to do it, do the assembly for us.
Yeah,
and what happened 3 months later? He didn't want Sundown anymore. That's not. We exhausted our options.
Every time I log in, I see
what they were going through, and now that's someone else's. Sure, I could probably hit up John and be like, "Hey, can you OEM these subs for me?" I don't really want to do that again. I would rather it just be let's just do it here.
Let's figure it out. I see the name every time I log in. I'm like, damn, that's such a good name. It's such a good fucking logo. God.
It is, dude. Remember how much time we spent into making that logo dope?
Yeah, dude,
just copying and pasting SpaceX, putting base in there.
So Tyler we put a competition. I get a free sub if you do a logo, and he just sent back at the SpaceX to look just like SpaceX. I'm like, run it.
Done.
First case, he sues us, and then that's going to be news.
No, that definitely sounds interesting. Still is sick. Keeping my eyes open for that.
I'm contemplating because I have to buy all this equipment for my father-in-law is finally retiring. So we're getting some equipment from his old shop, and I'm expanding onto my shop, and all of our machining that he does now, we're going to do here. All that same equipment I can use to make subs.
You're moving the whole operation to Louisiana so we can do it here. Got it.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. Dude, Louisiana, is it commercial property in Louisiana? It's expensive as fuck, dude.
Dude, I mean, nothing else is. Shit.
It's expensive.
Insurance is expensive as fuck. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, no, it's here where we're at. It's cheap. I already own the property. It just makes sense.
Fine, I'll come sleep in your bedroom.
We have an actual spare bedroom now. It's not my tiny little house anymore.
Hey, that nice.
It was nice, but it was 1,000 square feet.
Well,
we have 3,200 square feet now. We're good.
That's almost too big, bud. Shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Colton's getting bigger.
Fair enough. All right, guys.
All right, fellas. Thanks again, Drew.
All right. See ya.
Later, Jonathan.
Good night.
Thanks, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think let's see. My picture's a little off, but thanks again to Jonathan Patrick with Brand X and Drew Jones there, Baseaholic. Again, don't forget about the Ohio Car Audio Show presented by Brand X and Resilient Sounds. If you haven't signed up, make sure you get yourself signed up. Tickets are going fast. There's only a few left. So make sure you get yourself over there and get pre-registered. There's not going to be any entries at the gate. If you need any other answers to questions or anything, I think we were on for about 2 hours tonight. It was a pretty good live. Got to chat it up with two of the guys in the industry there. So go back and rewatch it if you missed it. And 2 shows coming up on March 22nd, Run Your System, Not Your Mouth in Orlando, Florida. And the Low Life Kickoff in Shelburne, Indiana. Everybody watching tonight, make sure you like and subscribe and wherever you're watching out there in MECA land, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook. And until next time, keep it loud and clear, MECA heads.